Welcome everyone to Unit Masters. We're in cohort 8, and this week we spoke about NFTs and DAOs and decentralized finance in the first part of the week. And now today we're speaking about diversity in blockchain development. And Helen, Olena, who is with us, is the CEO at Fire Labs. She's based in Kyiv, as far as I understand. And Fire Labs has been working in the blockchain and FinTech space since 2010. And Fire Labs is also part of the Parity Substrate Delivery Partners Program. Very exciting because we are also working with the Substrate right here at Unit. And they work with open source solutions for the Web3 community, funded by typically government agencies and banks. So working really with the decision makers to drive adoption of Web3 solutions, mainstream adoptions of Web3 solutions. And also, Fire Labs is organizing a lot of hackathons to inspire people to join the Web3. And I hope, Elena, you can share with us today also how you combine like diversity with hackathons and building Web3 infrastructure for Web3 to actually become a reality in everyday life. So very happy to have you with us in around 25 to 30 minutes to share your perspective. And then we have open Q&A so people can write questions into the chat, and then we'll pick them up and answer them. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for inviting me, and I'm pleased to share my experience because I think it was super interesting journey. Let me make like short intro about my bio. My name is Helen. I'm over like 10 years in IT development. Last 2 years, I was CEO at Fire Labs. Now it's like one of the leading blockchain development companies, you could say, in Europe. I'm only 30, so I could say that I'm super young here, CEO for such kind of big company. We also did successful M&A in December with rather big VCs and attracted great angel investors from UK. And after this M&A, we are going to have over 350 people and the exclusive rights to integrate super complex solution for banks and providing some kind of credit workflow with credit scoring system, something similar to FICO. If you know, in US, all US citizens, they do have credit scoring. Yeah, FICO credit scoring. The same. We will be doing also for the big corporate banks. In general, Fire is about fintech, banking, and DeFi. So we have a core focus, where we have good expertise, and we did rather big job to build such kind of big because for blockchain, like to have over 100 blockchain devs, it's like super complex, task, especially. You could ask any kind of like any founders of blockchain startups how it's hard to get good talents to your startup, and it's even harder to get good talents to outsourcing company. It's more complex, So indeed, starting from 2016, we've been focusing in blockchain, in DeFi, especially in green finance, doing rather interesting, extremely, I could say, innovative stuff with government authorities in Sweden, in Germany, using blockchain technology in green finance. It's a super innovative domain where you could use blockchain technology, for instance, for providing carbon credits on blockchain technology for enterprise clients, or let's say putting certificates for green gas on blockchain, because some companies, let's say in the USA, they could get tax preferences, or you could launch like green bonds, and also using blockchain technology for providing in transparent way green impact reports for the investors. And blockchain technology is super applicable also in this domain. So starting from 2016, we launched a lot of open source projects. As already I heard, we are like working directly with protocols. What does it mean to work like directly with Polkadot or with Near protocol? We'll try to explain. Yeah, it means that we are not doing commercial projects. We help leading blockchain protocols to make their development ecosystem suitable for engineers. It means that they do have all available SDKs, libraries to build on top of their protocol dApps, like your blockchain, yeah, let's say products. And when like they launch like protocols in live, it means that they need huge amount of work to do, yeah, in order to become the leading protocols. They need to have the full ecosystem with DEXs, with wallets, with multi-sig wallets, yeah, with all like NFT standards, with all libraries. And it's like what we also do in part of our like collaboration and partnership relationship. So Fire did such kind of like we I could say built a rather close relationship, yeah, with Mir protocol. I would like just a little bit highlight about Mir. It's like right now it's in top 15 leading blockchain protocol, founded also by engineer, yeah, from Ukraine. He just moved from Ukraine to the USA. He was working at Google. He was one of the main contributors at TensorFlow at Google, and then he founded company Mir. So Mir already attracted investments from all I could say from 30 the most famous and leading tier 1 crypto VCs. So now the Mir protocol, yeah, it's based, it's all smart contracts and Mir based on Rust language, super, yeah, complex work in general to build such kind of protocol. Yeah, and we've been working over 2 years with Mir, helping them with this ecosystem growth. I could say now they're like competing even with Solana. Yeah, right now in the market. So we help them to build a bridge that's called Aurora, that is like bridge between Mir and Ethereum. It's like interoperability between blockchains when like different protocols could communicate with each other and to interchange tokens between these protocols. So we also help them with such kind of complex work. We just recently we became the one of the validators of Mir nodes. It means that we do have super big trust from Mir. And for your information, Mir just in autumn they had capitalization over 4 billion. Right now they have capitalization over $11 billion. Yeah, you could like just check on like Google just to check what is like Mir capitalization on CoinMarketCap and yeah, check this info. So our company did such kind of huge journey. Now we are a leading company working directly with Polkadot as well. It's also like one of the leading protocols based on also Rust language, super complex. We also working with Solana. It's also one of the leading protocol. Right now is super popular Solana in play to earn games, like using it's used commonly yeah, for building like play to earn games because it's fast, yeah, and Rust language is not so limited like Solidity. You could make more complex logic on smart contracts, and we are doing such kind of stuff. We already opened also offices in Sweden, in Estonia, in Ukraine. Now we're opening, we're in process yeah, to open the office in Poland and scaling super fast. We also feel that like this boost of blockchain interest from not only from startups, but also from big enterprise clients. Indeed, when it was like just first wave in 2016, 2017, we worked with like big insurance companies, but it with very big logistic companies, but it was like, you know, some like attempts to make some kind of proof of concept, and it was more about innovations, you know, just to try something that could be attractive, innovative, but like just to publish it on some media and to attract good talents to your company. But it was hard to resolve some real business problems, yeah, because infrastructure technology was not ready. Yeah, now we are doing rather innovative stuff, and infrastructure and protocols could resolve the issues with speed of transactions, yeah, because it was huge problem like just like 4 years ago. Now, you know, that some protocols, they could process like 10K, 20, 30K, 100K transactions per sec. Yeah, and this is like I think will be tendency for next like 10 years. We are also, as we are working with traditional finance, we are working with like corporate banks. And in our board management team, we have ex-VP at MasterCard. We have guys who are working at McKinsey company, helping with digital transformation for banks. Even corporate banks, they're super interested in this technology. But neobank, they're more innovative. Definitely, we are working a lot right now with neobanks and crypto processing. Probably if you've seen the latest report from Revolut, Revolut is making money, not like a traditional neobank, but over like 60% of revenues generated by crypto processing. So they are they earning money on crypto. Not like this traditional neobank, but providing some like loans and processing the payments. Yeah, and just a year ago, I with my partners, we found also a problem with diversity in blockchain, because I'm talking a lot with like the biggest VCs, crypto VCs, and with founders of blockchain startups, and even in Ukraine, I'm just in all blockchain conferences, or in Sweden or in Estonia, I'm just one of like a lady in these panels, and I understood that it's like huge problem. And when we started talking with Polychain, it's one of the biggest VC also in the USA. They have even limitations on investment on providing investments to blockchain startups. If right now, let's say they even specifically interested in some projects where there's some female in the board's management. Yeah, and we understood that it's like a huge problem, and we could resolve it by like setting up some kind of diversity foundation, attracting leading like women in blockchain, providing consulting services, legal consulting services. We have in our community now ladies working as PR directors at leading protocols. We already established relationship with even CEOs of some leading protocols. And we want to build the most powerful blockchain foundation. And on one hand, we've resolved problems, that VCs they do have. They could make like as like more, like we say, attractable investments. So make smart money. So we are not only investing in your products, but we could also resolve the the problems with diversity, and add some like leading women in blockchain to your advisory board. And on the other hand, we could collaborate with leading protocols and provide some grants for like women coders that would like to switch from one language to switch to Solidity or to Rust, and we could support them. And definitely protocols, they are super interested in such kind of PR and initiative in general in crypto domain. Yes, so we already established like relationship with like great and rather famous women in blockchain. We were just in Switzerland. We were talking also with some leading protocols, and I think we will launch rather soon our website in a couple of weeks, because it took a lot us to get approval from all of them to be on our website, and to represent our like foundation. I think it's super interesting initiative that could help to make Web3 diversified. It's also a huge problem. Even at my company, we're trying to have this balance, but all our blockchain. So I have just probably I have over like 11 solution architects, but only like 2 of them like women. So I would like to have more, and I think it's possible just to support and help them to switch from some programming languages to dive deeper into programming languages needed for smart contract development, to dive deeper into other like protocols and ecosystems. So I think we could like resolve global problems with by this initiative, and not only like just to provide grants, we also want to help crypto funds to provide additional service to blockchain startups, because they do have a lot of problems, not only with hiring engineers, especially good blockchain talents. They also have problems with security. They also have problems with tokenomics development, because tokenomics, I could say, is like around like 80% of your success. Let's say we have Shiba and we have, I don't know, Rarible, and you could compare. It's like, you know, good project from like tokenomics perspective, like Shiba, yeah, and Rarible is good product from like product success, yeah. But tokenomics is not, yeah, well done, I could say. We want also to help such kind of blockchain projects resolve issues with HR brand strategy. It's also a huge problem. They do have the same problems like we do have at our IT company. We need to scale up. Yeah, and you're not able to scale up with a lot of engineers without having HR brand strategy. And it's like one of the biggest, I could say, problem it was the biggest problem, yeah, last year, because of digital transformation. You know, a lot of engineers, even from Ukraine, from like Poland, they're on such huge demand, because now you could work with global companies, and it doesn't matter where you are like based, yeah, and huge. We also noticed a huge problem with that salary. The growth of salary was over 30-40% within the year. It's because of this, like, you know, competition. They understand that I could work not only with like local companies, I could work with global companies, and it's a huge problem also in on other countries. Yeah, and to build the right HR brand strategy, it's super important, not only for IT companies, but also for product companies. Let's say when you're raising money, now you need to scale up, you need to hire a lot of talents. How we tried to resolve this, these problems, and based on my previous, my experience with Fire, we could also help it for activities and to make such kind of their investments attractable. We established own academy. So 2 years ago at Fire, I established like a blockchain academy. And we launched over 6 courses on Solidity and Rust. So we educating, we are taking great talents from universities and engineers that we call them switchers, that could switch from, let's say, from JS, to Solidity, because Solidity language is JS compatible. And we just launched our academy, and due to academy, we hired over 30-40 people to our company. It's great progress, because just to hire them on the market, it's like super big problem. I could say even like, impossible. And the same, you need to, in public way, to post about your internal life. You need to add as much info as possible on Instagram, about your company, on social networks, to care, like to have good HR strategy at your company. So it's like complex work, it's since a lot of founders of blockchain startups, they are tech guys, they indeed don't pay prime attention to this style, but it's super important if you want to have good balance at your company. So we want also to provide such kind of services as HR brand strategy building, also resolve issues with tokenomics, and even provide such kind of data modeling service for tokenomics checkup, because you know that when you're building tokenomics, you need also to check up it's what scenarios could happen with your token model in the future, let's say. And you could do it also with due to data modeling. And provide such kind of security checkup services, because a lot of blockchain startups, they do have problems with security. That there are a lot of hack attacks that already happened with blockchain startups, DEXs, etc. And it's not only on with smart contracts, it also could happen on infrastructure, on front end. It's like called front-end security checkup, or with access control, and we want to pack it in such kinds of security checkup, overall package, and to provide it for blockchain startups. Because in most cases they have some like opportunities to invest like deal IDO, and it's like super important to have at least such kind of basic checkup. And it's like win-win between like crypto VCs and Fire, and like in general Diversity Foundation and collaboration with Fire, who could do full this deliver of the services, because in such way their investments become like smart money. In crypto, indeed, it's like huge problems that great products, they even don't want to get like money from crypto VCs, because what it will give to my project. So it's like what they're asking. I do have big community. I had such case in Dubai when we had a meeting with guys who founded like a blockchain startup, and they already raised like 25 million, and they also had some like requests from leading, I could say, no, don't want to share titles, but leading blockchain crypto funds, it's like with $1 billion in capitalization, and they were asking what you will give us. Like we do have community, we already raised 25 million, we have trust within our community, so we could raise in the next round even more. So we want like smart money. We want to understand that you could help with if you do have rather big your own community, and share info about our project, or you could give us something else. Thus, like they think about how to make their investments attractable and smart, and in such way we could help crypto VCs to make their investments attractable. And in general, want to just highlight why like this like diversity in general idea came up. It's like because you probably could Google info about like Alameda also appointed like a woman as CEO. You could see that Near Protocol also, they just, it was 1 month ago, now they have new CEO. She's she was working at one of the popular circle neobank, and now Near Protocol has a new CEO. I could even send link. So a lot of appointments that happened, we understand that it will be like new tendency of full market. So this is like new article about new CEO at Near. You could check out. And so it will, and it's like tendency on the market. So we want to have really diversified like foundation and help even protocols to support this. So we think that this year we will launch a program with leading protocols by providing like grants for female coders. We already established relationship with leading blockchain coder, like blockchain engineers, female blockchain engineers in Berlin. For instance, she is working at one of the famous, you could say, company. She's a rather good specialist in security, and now she's working on program for and some workshops that she could contribute and educate some educate female who will apply to our program. So I think till May we will launch this program, and I'll update soon because we are working on it. And as well for protocols, it will be super interesting because they could say, oh, we are support the first diversity foundation that help with grants. I think it will be great initiative, and we will resolve or even help this market to become more diversified. I could share with you a lot of useful links about some statistics about some protocols we are working with. This is like, our websites of our company. Regarding a diversity foundation, I think I will share later once we will launch the websites. By the way, we also a couple of years ago established a network. It was rather interesting initiative about distributed governance network with all companies, startups, all service providers, all like organizations that would like to make even governance transparent, distributed, and it's like huge network with over 500 members, I think, something like that. Also send the link about this, and we have very big, you see, network map on, if you could open the link on this website. With all companies working in it. Definitely distributed government, it's something, you know, it's something in the future, definitely. But Aragon is like one of the leading protocols that try to make distributed governance applicable. I will send you the link, Aragon Nest. This is like protocols that try to resolve the issues in governments and issues with corruption. So we believe it, but unfortunately we don't have real cases or real projects or real like initiatives. It's something that we just contribute as open source solutions. We explain how it could work, but I just sent about Aragon. We explain how potentially it could work, but I don't know, I haven't seen great cases in GovTech where like blockchain technology was used. Probably you could share it, I don't know, but we just had some talks, but unfortunately there are a lot of restrictions and you know, a lot of problems when we're starting doing such stuff, but probably it's our future. And indeed, blockchain is super applicable in DeFi, and you see this great boost in DeFi. Blockchain technology is super applicable in logistics and supply chain. We're doing right now super interesting project with the leading logistic company in Sweden, trying to resolve the issues with traceability in supply chain. Blockchain is super applicable in gaming because we do have a lot of digital assets in the game that could be easily tokenized, and this year is going to be year of play-to-earn games. There are a lot of stuff right now around like you know, metaverse and around like play-to-earn games happening right now. We do have a lot of projects with leading game dev studios that would like to build something really interesting in play-to-earn. Blockchain is also applicable in medtech industry, in healthcare in general. There are a lot of great initiatives when blockchain was used for sharing data in distributed way, let's say between like hospitals, between insurance companies and some laboratories, because you need to share some piece of data, not full data, because definitely full data is sensitive, but you, for some statistics stuff, you need to have just part of it. Let's say blockchain technology could bring value to this industry. We had great case in Israel by using Corda protocol. When like, let's say, laboratories, they were sharing some info with insurance companies or with hospitals, but definitely it was not full data, as it's like sensitive data, just like part of it that was just requested, let's say, for some statistics results, let's say. So definitely it's already has, like, this technology has already changed our life, and we will see significant updates and changes that will happen with corporate banks definitely next like 5 years. They understand that DeFi is like what we do have, and we are not able to do something. I think that it's from my perspective, green finance or sustainable finance is super applicable domain also. There will be a lot of interesting stuff around like IML in crypto, yeah, because in any case, we will work with DeFi. What we just need to regulate this market, yeah, and to avoid all, yeah, anti-money laundering, yeah, use cases to avoid fraud, yeah, and even in crypto, we could provide IML reports, yeah, on transactions, because in general, all wallets, yeah, already detected. Just in any case, we need just to understand the connectivity, yeah, between these wallets. It's just some of my projections, yeah, about blockchain technology. Regarding GovTech, it's like hard to say, but I think that it will be applicable in launching like CDBC, it's like central digital currency with national banks. I don't know if you have heard, in Ukraine, our government already started project with Stellar yeah, protocol on like issuing CDBC. It means that government could provide some investments, let's say, or some direct, yeah, like assistance, let's say, to businesses, and avoid like intermediary. It's like could be banks, yeah, and pay additional fees on it. And they could also detect on what like businesses could spend, yeah, this money. We had a lot of right now talks with like leading national banks in other countries from, let's say, from Asia. You know that in Sweden, for instance, they're also like working on e-krona. This is going to be like a digital currency, yeah, and it's done in partnership with Rinsky Bank. It's like a Swedish national bank, and with Applicator. It's like leading consulting company, yeah, because in the world. So they are like working on this project. I don't track like the success of this project because I was in Sweden just last year at Stockholm FinTech Week, yeah, and they like declared that it should be launched by the end of the year, but need to double check this info. But in any case, you will see this progress with launching CBC in other countries, yeah, because Sweden is like totally cashless country. They don't have cash, and like such kind of digital currency is super applicable there. So it will be also huge, yeah, I think boost in next like 5 years. And hope, yeah, all these our initiatives with like Diversity Foundation will help just to bring female, yeah, to board management teams on such kind of products and in companies. Yeah, probably you do. Yeah, they are, and HromeAway company, by the way, it's great because we've been working with HromeAway on green asset wallet project in Sweden. I could just briefly highlight about this project. It was project with Stockholm Green Digital Finance Organization with government authorities in Sweden, yeah, in Germany. This is like their website, Green Asset Wallet. I could share with you. What problem we tried, yeah, to resolve by blockchain technology? It was like a platform that could connect like issuers of green bonds, investors who would like to invest in green bonds, and validators of green bonds who could provide like green impact report in the same platform. Validators, it could be like Klima or Cicero, like big organizations, yeah, providing reports on climate, yeah, changes. Yeah, indeed, we started like with some catalog of green bonds available on the platform. Then we started connecting like banks, yeah, to this platform. Yeah, and investors would like to see like in mutable way through like reports on provided by Cicero Klima, let's say. So it's rather complex, but rather promising project. We've been working over 3 years on this project, and we also heard that like, and there are some also like on media you could check even NASDAQ is building a rather similar system. So green tech is super promising domain, especially in blockchain is really applicable here.
Thanks, Helen, for sharing all these wonderful, this was like, you know, a party with a lot of different popcorn highlights from all that the blockchain ecosystem is bringing to us. And it's quite fascinating because every day there's so many different new innovations. And for all of you here who basically still looking to understand the ecosystem, then finding a space, because honestly, you cannot be top of the game of all the different innovations that are happening at the same time. Just pick your niche, look at the ecosystem maps that we asked you to do in week 2 and week 3, and then find a way, find a home within a community that you like. And maybe, Helen, do you have another 7 minutes to go into the breakout rooms and answer one-on-one questions with the different?
Yeah, sure.
So let's do what we always do. We have breakout rooms. We have 5 rooms open. One room is called the Helen room, and that's where you will meet Helen and can ask her direct questions. And then we come back together for a key takeaway wrap up. Helen, you can then just share what you think the students should take away from the session. But I will open the rooms now, and then they will close automatically. Welcome back, everyone. And now the stage is just for Helen to give her final statement for the day, and then we wrap up.
Yeah, many thanks for joining like this session. Yeah, I definitely have huge experience in this market of just to try to share all stuff that I did with the last like 6 years. I would be pleased to share then on LinkedIn and on my social network info about our like diversity foundation and what we are doing with leading protocols, leading tier 1 crypto VCs. Yeah, I'm open to have chats like on my Telegram. If you do have any specific questions, we'll be pleased also to share with you some interesting reports. It's like reports on comparison reports on like leading protocols. We did a rather big report last year of all like leading protocols with you, just to take like look on such kind of materials. I think they were very useful because they were prepared by our solution architects. So you will understand more about about protocols, limitations on it, how fast they are, how many transactions they could like process, and how they differ from each other. We also have some interesting reports on the markets with some leading like blockchain products. We'll be definitely pleased to share it with you.
Yes, I'll add to our Telegram, and then basically you can share them to all the students in the unit masters journey. And hopefully by the end of the 6 weeks, in 2 weeks, you guys will be really able to ask us critical questions at unit to see how we are managing compared to the big protocols. So thank you very much, Helen, for the wonderful inspiration today. I'm really impressed by all the work that you're doing. I know what a struggle it is to be a pioneer in setting up things where the market hasn't yet seen value, as in diversity, but we are slowly seeing that more and more money is coming in to support all of that, thanks to the pioneering work that you've done over the past couple of years. So thank you. And
thanks, you guys.
Soon, don't forget to fill out the takeaway survey, guys. You need that for your graduation. Bye-bye.